The doorbell rang, that annoying ding 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 echoing through the house. During the day, it's just a normal sound, but when it breaks the silence of a midnight slumber, it's jarring, like a sudden intrusion into a quiet world. I had dozed off watching what turned out to be a terrible movie, my wife away on an Uber, leaving me with some rare free time. The kids were out of the house for once, and it should have been a peaceful evening. I used to kill time waiting for her to come home after a girls' night out, a habit I developed. I wanted her to feel uncomfortable sneaking back, to be reminded of the tension between us, because things weren't the same in our house anymore. After 25 years together, I should have been looking forward to our anniversary. But that wasn't going to happen. I knew the truth now, and the plan I'd been brewing for months had nothing to do with celebrating a milestone. My wife was a cheater, and I had no intention of staying in her life when that day came. She didn't know it yet, but I had found out everything. We had married young, had kids early, and now we were living like strangers, or maybe even as a trio with my brother. He was my older, better-looking sibling, the life of the party, the family favorite. For years, I had lived in his shadow, quietly resentful. But 9 months ago, I learned just how deep the betrayal ran when she left her phone open one evening while she went to get ready for a bachelorette party. I picked it up, innocently trying to help, but as soon as I touched the screen, a WhatsApp message popped up from my brother. "Are you ready?" I clicked on the conversation, and there it was, clear as day. "Are you ready for us to have sex tonight? See you at the usual place, room 245. Booked it. Just come there at 7:30. I wish I could stay the night, but I guess you'll have to go back to your little brother's place." I scrolled through their exchanges, a virtual diary of their affair, full of details that turned my stomach. They had been at it for months. What truly cut through me, though, wasn't just the physical betrayal, it was how they ridiculed me. How they joked about how my brother could give her what I couldn't. Despite the growing coldness in our relationship, I kept up the act. She never noticed how much I had distanced myself from her, the growing apathy I had towards our sex life. In fact, there were times when she seemed more affectionate, pressing her body against mine, like she was trying to rekindle something. But I knew. And I despised her for pretending, for using me like this, all the while getting her needs met by my brother. I didn't want to confront them. I was working on something bigger. A plan to end it all. I didn't want to just divorce her. I wanted her dead, and him too. The night I found out, I started plotting. At first I considered something simple like a drive-by shooting, but I quickly ruled that out. I couldn't risk innocent lives. My thoughts then turned to less obvious ways like poisoning. But their favorite date spot was an upscale hotel with solar-powered everything, making it unlikely for my plan to succeed. I spent months refining my scheme, but every day was harder. Every time we gathered as a family, I could see their secret glances, the casual touches. Made me sick. Their public display of affection was like a slap in the face, and my rage grew every time. I wanted them to live in fear, to realize that their deception had been exposed. But the truth was, I couldn't just let it go. I had planned to kill them both just before our anniversary, the 25th. It was non-negotiable. I wasn't going to let it go unpunished. And then that night the doorbell rang. "Damn it," I muttered, half expecting it to be my wife, who had probably forgotten her keys. But when I opened the door, I was greeted not by her but by 2 police officers. Officers O'Reilly and Bukowski, their faces solemn. "Are you Mr. Richards, Irene Richards' husband?" O'Reilly asked. I nodded, feeling a sudden dread in my chest. "I'm sorry to inform you, Mr. Richards, that your wife was involved in a fatal car accident tonight. Your brother Jacob was driving the car, and he too was killed." I couldn't believe it. The words barely registered in my mind before I started laughing, uncontrollably, like a madman. It was too much, too perfect. Not only had I been spared from the consequences of my actions, but I was set to come out of this with a hefty insurance payout. We had a policy that would pay off the mortgage if the first spouse died. And there was another for $500,000. My future had just been secured. The officers, clearly unsettled by my reaction, asked if I wanted them to call someone to be with me. No, thank you, I said, a grin forming. Life just did me a favor. I'll be all right. They left, cautioning me to call the morgue the next day. I smiled, holding back the desire to scream with joy. My torment was over, and I hadn't even had to lift a finger. I had no need to confront them. Karma had done it for me. The next morning I went to identify the bodies. My sister-in-law stood there, horrified, as the orderly muttered, "Damn, what a mess!" The car had been crushed by an 18-wheeler. They hadn't stood a chance. Felt no sorrow, no relief, just a strange sense of closure. As I stood there, I thought about what could have been. I could have killed them myself, made them suffer, but this was better. They got what they deserved, in the cruelest of ways. Now I had everything I wanted. I didn't need revenge. Life had served it on a silver platter.